protests calling for an end of the wall's inhumanity. More on that story from Army Specialist Dan Quackelar.
23 years ago, a political and economic chasm developing between East and West Germany came to its ultimate reality. Thousands of East Germans had been leaving East Germany to go west. In July alone, 30,000 refugees were registered. In the second week of August, the Warsaw Pact states released declarations that hinted of what was to come. One declaration said the East had to establish order on the borders of West Berlin, which will securely block the way to the subversive activity against the socialist camp countries. In the morning of August 13th, streets were torn up, posts and barbed wire erected, and eventually a concrete wall surrounded the city of West Berlin, 110 miles into East Germany. It was an uncertain time for West Berliners, who now not only had to deal with a separation from relatives, but also had to deal with the uncertainty of their future. On August 19, President Johnson came to Berlin to declare American resolve to protect the city. Since the building of the wall, at least 72 people have died trying to escape to the west. Some 39,000 people have escaped, of which over 500 were members of the East German Armed Forces. This past year, after a huge loan from Bonn to the East German government, East Germans have been allowed to emigrate legally in record numbers since the construction of the wall. But today, 23 years after it was built, Berlin city newspapers are still calling the Berlin Wall a monstrosity. The West German Minister for Inter-German Affairs, Heinrich Windelin, said in Bonn today the Berlin Wall is both absurd and frightful, and that efforts should be made to make it more crossable. West Berlin governing Mayor Eberhard Diepken said in a special statement today that the Berlin Wall has not been able to erect a wall in the hearts of Germans in both East and West.
To the world, the Berlin Wall is just two words. It's almost like ancient history. But when you see this so heartbreaking, the world should know that people are being held prisoners as prisoners 40 years, nearly 40 years after the war ended.
Joseph Werner is a New Yorker. He never served in Berlin during the war. In fact, he served in the Pacific. He has no relatives in East or West Germany. He's a high school business teacher. Why is he here in Berlin?
I hope in my small little way I can awaken the world to the injustice that's taking place here.
Mr. Werner first passed out his black flags of protest in 1981, the wall's 20th anniversary. He's been here every year since, and he's not the only one. This man, staging his lonely vigil at the wall, just wants to see his relatives again. The wall has also been a place to visit for political figures who wish to make statements on the relations between the East and the West. Then Vice President Walter Mondale, Vice President George Bush, and President Ronald Reagan.
They aren't there to protect the people of Eastern Europe. The Iron Curtain wasn't woven to keep people out. It's there to keep people in. The most obvious symbol of this is the Berlin Wall.
As West Berliners today remembered the separation caused by the wall and the 72 people who have died trying to cross it, East Germany defended the wall, saying it's a symbol of peace. The Communist Party newspaper Neues Deutschland published a commentary that said by the building of the wall, the imperialist attack was foiled and that for Europe, peace was saved. To the West, the wall represents only one thing: freedom denied. Army Specialist Dan Quackelar.
Not only protects their German neighbors and American citizens, but safeguards the border using the latest in military technology. Each day, the CAV takes to the air to cover the entire length of their border area. Sleek Cobra gunships and their highly trained crews maintain surveillance on Eastern territory. Their communist counterparts do the same, but not for the same reason. The most modern equipment supports the regiment's 4 permanent outposts which are under constant surveillance. Black Horse troopers see it every day.
What I see from on the other side is there's no freedom. It's like a big prison. I wouldn't want to be in there. Well, I'd hate to be over on that side. I don't want to be kept in by a fence. I want to run freely, go and come as I please.
It feels different. Like you're over here, they're over there, and it feels like you're different people because you can go any places and all that, and you see them there and fenced up. It ain't the same way. They don't got freedom, you do.
There'll be no freedom as long as that gray, ugly fence is there, stretching as far as the eye can see. Guards constantly watchful that none of their colleagues should flee to the west. As long as it's a barrier to understanding, There you'll find West German border guards and the American cavalry, the best.
They're bright, they're imaginative, they're motivated, they honestly care about their jobs and their functions in the Army.
Yes, the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment is alive, healthy, and constantly on guard at the frontier of freedom. And while they are there, Western liberty will not be threatened. With the Black Horse Troopers on guard at the border, this is Jay Coyne.